Let's start with Unrecord, a game that's caused quite a stir with its ultra-realistic graphics. This first-person tactical shooter takes immersion to the next level by using a body cam perspective, which makes every moment feel like you're watching footage from a real-life police operation. What really makes Unrecord stand out is how natural everything looks. The lighting, textures, and environments are so meticulously crafted that you'll almost forget you're playing a game. When you peek around corners, every shadow falls perfectly, and the way objects react to your movements is eerily lifelike. This game's style makes it feel as if you're in the heat of action, with the tension ramped up by how incredibly real everything appears. Whether you're navigating narrow corridors or engaging in shootouts, Unrecord is a visual masterpiece that will leave you questioning where reality ends and the game begins. Every little detail, from the way the light flickers off walls to the subtle movements of your character, makes this a groundbreaking experience that puts you right into the thick of action. It's a game that blurs the line between reality and fiction, making every moment feel like you're truly in a real-world scenario. Now let's dive into the world of virtual reality with Half-Life Alyx, a game that's raised the bar for what's possible in virtual reality. From the moment you step into the game, the world around you feels incredibly lifelike, as if you could reach out and touch everything. The environments are full of detail, from the crumbling buildings to the small interactive objects scattered throughout the world. One of the most impressive features of Half-Life Alyx is how it handles physics. Objects in the world behave just as you'd expect them to in real life. Whether you're tossing a bottle, reloading your weapon, or using the gravity gloves to pull distant items towards you. Every interaction feels smooth and natural, making you forget that you're in a virtual world. The attention to detail in the environments, down to the smallest crack in the pavement or the graffiti on the walls, creates a level of immersion that's hard to find in other games. Half-Life Alyx is a true showcase of what virtual reality can do when realism is pushed to the forefront. The game's level of interaction elevates it from just being a shooter to an immersive experience where you feel connected to everything around you. For those who also like historical realism, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is a game that pushes the limits of what's possible in terms of recreating a believable medieval world. This game is all about authenticity, and it shows in every single detail. From the architecture of 15th century villages to the rolling hills of the Bohemian countryside, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 delivers a world that feels as if it was pulled directly from history books. The lighting system, weather effects, and even the way the flora and fauna react to the environment make you feel like you've stepped back in time. But it's not just the scenery that's realistic. Combat in this game is grounded in reality as well, requiring precision, timing, and skill. You can't just button mash your way through a sword fight. Every swing, block, and parry is a carefully considered action. This attention to historical detail makes Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 not only a visual feast, but also one of the most immersive medieval experiences you'll find in gaming. What's remarkable is how the developers have taken extra care to replicate daily life, making the game's immersion go beyond just battles. You'll feel like you're living through history, right down to the intricacies of medieval life, from the clothes you wear to the meals you prepare.
Good evening to you.
I'm looking for someone, and the innkeeper said you might be able to help.
Shifting gears, we have Forza Horizon 5, which delivers stunningly realistic visuals for all the racing fans out there. Set in a jaw-dropping recreation of Mexico, Forza Horizon 5 gives you the freedom to race through dense jungles, deserts, coastal highways, and more. all rendered with hyper-realistic detail. The cars themselves are beautifully designed, with meticulous attention to every curve, reflection, and texture. You'll notice the way sunlight gleams off the hood of your car as you speed down the road, or how rain droplets streak across the windshield in a storm. The dynamic weather system adds an extra layer of realism, affecting both the visuals and the gameplay. Whether you're driving through a sunny day or battling a rainstorm, the experience feels real. The way Forza Horizon 5 captures the thrill of racing through these stunning environments is a testament to how far gaming has come in terms of realism. The real-time weather, dust kicked up by your wheels, and the dazzling array of terrains make this feel like a virtual road trip you'll never want to end. The game offers so much visual variety that it feels like a journey through some of the most picturesque landscapes in the world, making it more than just a racing game. It's a visual experience. Now, let's move on to Red Dead Redemption 2, which might just be the most detailed open-world game ever created. Set in the late 1800s, Red Dead Redemption 2 transports you to a meticulously crafted version of the American frontier. Every aspect of the environment feels alive and real, from the swaying grass in the plains to the snow-capped mountains in the distance. The attention to detail is mind-blowing. NPCs have routines, animals behave naturally, and the weather system affects both the world and your character. You'll see mud stick to your boots, snowflakes land on your coat, and sunlight break through the trees in a way that feels incredibly organic. The lifelike animations and the way your character interacts with the environment, whether it's picking up an object, mounting a horse, or starting a gunfight, make Red Dead Redemption 2 a benchmark for realism in gaming. This is a game where you can spend hours just walking through the wilderness, taking in the stunning views. It's the kind of game where you can pause, sit by a campfire, and feel the world unfolding around you, making it more than just a game. It's a virtual life in a world so vivid you'll forget it's fictional.
Nobu, come!
Then there's Ghost of Tsushima, which not only captures the beauty of feudal Japan, but does so in a way that feels almost like a living work of art. The landscapes in Ghost of Tsushima are absolutely breathtaking, whether you're riding through fields of golden grass, crossing misty forests, or climbing snowy mountains. The game's dynamic weather and day-night cycle add to the realism, with sunsets that cast long shadows across the land and thunderstorms that roll in unexpectedly. But it's not just the environments that are lifelike. The combat system, inspired by traditional samurai techniques, feels grounded and real. Every sword fight is a tense, thrilling experience that's elevated by the game's attention to detail in both the visuals and the animations. Ghost of Tsushima is more than just a game. It's an immersive experience that brings the world of the samurai to life in stunning detail. The way leaves blow in the wind, how the cherry blossoms fall in duels, and how every inch of the environment feels like it's taken from a painting. All of this makes Ghost of Tsushima feel incredibly alive and immersive.
The diner's just up the waterfront. Shouldn't keep the sheriff and our witnesses waiting.
I smell coffee.
Next, let's talk about Alan Wake 2, which sets a new bar for atmospheric realism in gaming. Remedy Entertainment took everything they learned from their previous titles and cranked it up to deliver a truly immersive psychological horror experience. The small-town setting, surrounded by dark, dense forests, creates a visually stunning yet unsettling world. Thanks to ray tracing technology, the way light filters through the trees or bounces off water is so convincing that it draws you right in. You'll notice every reflection in puddles, every shadow lurking in the woods, making each environment feel tangible and alive. The character animations are equally impressive, with facial expressions and body language that convey emotion in a way that feels incredibly lifelike. Alan Wake 2 isn't just about scaring you, it's about immersing you in a world where every visual detail adds to the haunting atmosphere. The creaking of doors, the way your flashlight beam cuts through the fog, and the photorealistic environments all make you feel as though you're walking through a horror film rather than just playing a game. Remedy's mastery of visual storytelling really shines here, making Alan Wake 2 a true spectacle.
What are the Bookers telling me?
I found their necklace. The symbol is 2 triangles.
Let's not forget about Battlefield 5, a game that redefines what we expect from a World War II shooter in terms of realism. The graphics in Battlefield 5 are nothing short of breathtaking, from the detailed character models to the expansive war-torn environments. The destructible environments add an extra layer of realism. Buildings crumble realistically under fire, trees snap and fall, and debris flies through the air as explosions rock the battlefield. The weather and lighting systems are also top tier, making every battle feel dynamic and alive. Whether you're fighting in the snow-covered mountains or storming a beach at dawn, the visuals pull you in, making you feel like you're right there in the middle of the chaos. Battlefield 5 isn't just a game. It's an intense, immersive war experience that looks and feels as real as it gets. The large-scale battles, the way landscapes are torn apart by artillery, and the dynamic destruction make you feel like you're part of a living, breathing conflict. Cyberpunk 2077 is a game that, despite its rocky launch, stands as one of the most visually impressive titles of recent years. Set in the sprawling metropolis of Night City, Cyberpunk 2077 is packed with details that make its dystopian future feel real. The city is a living, breathing entity, filled with neon lights, towering skyscrapers, and streets bustling with NPCs going about their lives. The lighting system, particularly at night, is incredible. Rain-soaked streets reflect the city's vibrant neon signs, and every corner of the world feels meticulously crafted. Even the interiors, from cramped apartments to futuristic clubs, are filled with intricate details that make the world feel lived in. Ray tracing adds to the immersion, with realistic reflections and shadows enhancing the already stunning visuals. Whether you're exploring the crowded streets or engaging in high-octane shootouts, Cyberpunk 2077 offers a visual experience that pulls you into its world and keeps you there. Every skyscraper, every flickering neon light, every shadowy alley feels like it's been pulled straight out of a cyberpunk novel, making Cyberpunk 2077 a visual tour de force. Another title that blurs the line between reality and gaming is Control. This mind-bending action-adventure game may focus on supernatural elements, but its environments are designed with such care that they feel like real places. The Federal Bureau of Control is a massive, brutalist structure that feels oppressive and cold. But what makes it so engaging is how every piece of the environment is reactive. Thanks to Control's advanced physics and particle effects, you can break through walls, launch objects, and watch debris realistically scatter across the floor. Lighting is also a standout feature in this game, with shadows and reflections enhancing the sense of space and reality. Whether you're using your telekinetic powers to throw furniture or exploring the ever-shifting rooms of the Bureau, Control grounds its surreal story in an environment that feels tangible and eerily believable. The visual effects create a world that feels alive, with every particle of dust, every shattered piece of glass, contributing to a constantly evolving and reactive environment.